You can just call it
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Queen Power podcast. We've just rebranded. And I'm here. We have a special guest today, PRINZI. She is a comedian. Hi, PRINZI.
Hi.
She is a comedian. She has performed all over New York City, the city we're in, both of us right now. Represent Brooklyn. And she is also an amazing artist and Reiki healer. So she does a lot of things, sort of like me, I'm doing energy work and comedy. And I'm going to be talking to PRINZI about the power of routines to support your feminine energy and your goals. Because as you know, we love feminine energy here at the Queen Power podcast. But it's really about bringing together your feminine and your masculine that really brings the magic into your life. So PRINZI has some really interesting ideas, you guys, and it's going to help you, I think, it's Valentine's Day, you're going to fall in love with your routines. How about that for romance? So welcome, PRINZI. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Spending it with you. You got that sexy couch.
Yes.
So PRINZI, I want to know first, how did you figure out that having a more like set routine was a concrete way like to have a more balanced and happy life? Like, how did you even come about learning about that?
Yeah, I realized that having a set routine keeps me balanced and happy because I see how I am when I'm not doing my routine versus when I'm doing my routine. And
Okay.
when I'm doing my routine, I am like on top of my game. I'm more centered, I'm more successful, and I'm
Wow.
acting better. Like it's just, yeah, everything just trickles into my life, if I'm keeping up with this like particular morning routine that I do.
Wow. Okay. So it's it's like it makes everything better instead of making you tired or feel
Yeah.
trapped. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I feel like, okay, on the days where you don't want to do your routine, right? I'm sure you have days like that, right? You're like, I don't want to do it.
I have days like that where I don't want to do it, but I do it anyways.
That
I
was
do
my
it
question. Does
anyways.
it help to do it anyways?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
There's some days where it's like, man, I feel like I only have 50% in me, right? And
Yeah.
I'll still do it, as best as I can. And it's like, you know what? I only had 50% to give, but that was kind of like doing 100%, because I did 50% and that's what
You
I
have,
that's
that's
what
what you,
if I
that
only
was
had
100% of
that
what you
day, that's my girl math. If I only had 50% of energy to do it and I still did it, that's like 100%
had.
to me.
100%. I understand. That's what I was saying. That was the whole the 100%. Oh, I love that. So, okay, well, that's good to hear because I know I might be speaking for everybody out there. Like, I like the idea of routines.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love the idea of a routine. I do it for like one day, and then the next day I'm like, this might be a little too intense. I need to just not do it today. And then I always wonder what would have happened if I did that every day. Like, what would happen? So you're saying like we should commit?
I feel like yes. I mean,
Okay.
there's a number of things like I feel like, your whole life doesn't have to be structured, but for me
Yeah.
personally, I like to wake up. It's almost like I'm transitioning out of my consciousness and I need to have a little
Yeah.
structure. And then also towards the end, as I'm winding down for the night, I need to have a little bit of structure. So like
Oh, that's
for
nice.
me
Yeah.
personally, um, I like to have my beginning and end of my day structured a little bit just to have some repeated habits. Um,
Yeah.
and then that leaves up for the middle of the day to be more open. And, so many times there's things throughout the day that don't go exactly as planned. And I think because I do this particular morning routine and, evening routine, then it's super easy for me to change my mindset about whatever is not going right and like pivot in the situation. So I feel like these little consistent things that I do every day help me like constantly throughout the week.
I love that. So Do you have a routine on Monday to Friday? Are those the days?
It's Monday, it's every day. It's
Every
every
day? Is
yeah,
it the same
so
every day?
every day. I would say the only difference between Monday is Friday. So Monday through Friday, I wake up at 5 a.m.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then Saturday and Sunday, I'll allow myself to sleep in a little bit, but I'll still do the routine.
Wow, that's so cool. So we're going to get into what is the routine, since I'm sure everyone's like, well, what is it?
Yeah.
What's the magic? So what exactly did you start doing that made such a big difference?
Yeah, so I would say I'll just say my whole routine
Yeah,
and
let's hear it. Let's hear
we
it.
can like break it up.
Yeah.
So Monday through Friday, I'll wake up 5 a.m. My alarm clock will go off, and I actually specifically got a sunrise lamp. So before 5 o'clock, the light starts to slowly turn on like a sunrise.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't
me
know that.
personally, I am unable to wake up if the sun isn't up. And so since it's winter time, the sun isn't coming up until like 7. So, and I'm like, I have a lot of stuff I need to get done before
Mhm.
9 a.m. And
Mhm.
so I got this lamp from Amazon and it's a really awesome lamp. Um,
That's so
and
cool.
yeah, as
Yeah.
soon as I'll get up, I will sit myself up. I will sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm like leaning against the pillow and then I will meditate. And meditating is something I've gone in and out of, over the years. But I also was doing it after I would come back from the gym. And I actually have been following this woman, Emily Fletcher. And the way she explains it is, think of meditation like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't leave your
Mhm.
house without brushing your teeth. And
Mhm.
as soon as that clicked for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to meditate before I go to the gym. So I basically will wake up now, I'll slide up against, my bed and then I'll turn on one of her meditations and I'll do that.
Wow. What's her name?
Her name is Emily Fletcher and
Emily.
yeah, she owns Ziva Meditation, which I believe is in New York.
Oh, wow. Emily Fletcher, everybody, just so
Yeah.
you know. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long is that meditation? Like 20?
About 20 minutes.
And you don't fall asleep when you're doing it?
No,
You
no.
sit up when you do
I sit up.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good tip because I always think I'm meditating and then I'm sleeping again. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So,
And
what do
I
you
feel like I feel like I have to sit up too because I have tried it laying down if I'm really and I'm like, no, it actually doesn't work for me like that. I
Oh,
tried
okay.
it, I tested myself out and I was like, no, I need to sit up and and do it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then what do you do after that? So, it's 5:20. What do you do
Yeah.
next?
So it's 5:20. Then I'll take my journal and I always have like beside my bed, like my journal, a book, my water. And so I will write in my journal like 10 things I'm grateful for, and then I'll read them
Cool.
out.
Cool.
And I'll
Read
just
them
like
out loud.
I'll read them out loud. And then I, in my notebook, I have a piece of paper of my goals for the year. And so I'll read the goals, and then
Every day, really?
every day, yeah. And I actually this year I'm only sticking to like 5 main goals. In the past, I've had like 20 goals and stuff like that, but I'm like, okay, I want to stick to 5 main goals because Warren Buffett actually says like, okay, write down 25 goals you want to achieve, and I'll circle the top five and
Right.
just focus on those. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on five this
That makes
year,
sense.
you
Yeah.
know. And
Do you
then
want
the
to share? Do you want to share what any of them are?
Most of the goals are one of them is like a financial goal. Another one is a fitness goal. And then let me see, I'm looking at it right now. Another one is like an educational goal, and another one is a creative goal. But yeah, I would say most of the time it's like a creative goal, like maybe a relationship goal, financial goal, educational goal, and like a fitness goal. Those are like the 5 things that I like to kind of
Yeah.
manifest.
Different areas. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you read over them and then what happens next?
Then I will read maybe like for 5 minutes or so.
Wow.
I'm not reading necessarily like a full on chapter, but sometimes I'll have Jen Sincero. She's the one that does badass the badass book. So how to be a badass at making money,
Oh
badass,
yeah.
that sort of thing. So she has like very short chapter books.
Oh
The
cool.
short. So
Yeah.
I'll just read a little something in the morning. I'm also doing this to stall time because I don't want to walk out of my house at like before the sun comes up. Like I want to, because it's dark and I've done it before and it's a little scary.
Mhm.
So
Oh, okay.
I try to like do these things before, like, before, and then when the sun starts coming up and it starts getting lighter, that's when I'm heading to the gym.
Okay, so you just spend a bit of time reading and then you actually watch for the sun to come out and then you're
Yeah,
going to the
I kind of have an idea, like, okay, around, like, I'll probably leave my house maybe like 6:15, 6:30 or something like that. Cause I'm like, all right, I only have 5 minutes to walk to the gym. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, usually around that time, there's not like weirdos out.
Yeah.
So,
Do you eat before you go to the gym? I'm curious about all the details.
um,
What do
I
you do?
actually don't eat before
You don't.
I go to the gym. Yeah, I'll basically fill up this like 40-ounce water and then I'll head to the gym. I know some people they'll have a little banana or something like that before, but me personally, like I'm just like I go to the gym and then I'll eat afterwards.
Okay. So you work out, I assume.
Yes, I'll work out. So basically, I'll go to the gym and I basically do like 4 days strength training, and then the rest of the time on my off days, I'm walking on the treadmill on an incline. Like I'm not doing anything
Mhm.
crazy. I do get 10,000 steps a day, whether it's walking on the treadmill or walking outside if it's nice out. Um,
Cool.
so yeah, so it's pretty, I mean, I like it. I keep track of my workouts. I'll keep track of like what I'm lifting every week, how many reps, that sort of thing. And I've been doing that I consistently since June. I've been keeping track of my workouts, and I feel like it's just really cool to see the progress. And it's like, oh, I
Isn't
started
it?
this and then now I'm lifting this. Like I've gotten so much stronger, So that's cool to see.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Um, I feel it's important for women to feel strong. I feel the same. Start getting those arms and you're like, who am I? I can do
Yeah.
things, It's
Yeah.
really good. So, and then is that the end of the morning routine or?
That's technically the end of the morning routine. I'll come back. I mean, there's little things I'll do afterwards that are actually just part of my routine. But I'll come back and I'll have like my breakfast of champions, which is like
Wow.
have I have this like high protein vegan hot chocolate that I'll drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll have like frozen blueberries and vegan yogurt for breakfast. That's like
Wow.
the thing. And I'll sit by my window. A lot of times, sometimes in New York, the sun's not out, but when the sun is out, my window in my kitchen gets really good sunlight. So I'll just like sit on the ledge and just like try to soak in as much sunlight,
And
especially in
then,
the winter.
yeah,
I'll
totally.
eat my
Love it.
breakfast. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Awesome.
then, yeah, and then when I start my day, I'll be doing this is all happening before like 9 a.m. And I'll sit there as long as I can. And then when I'm getting ready to do my, design clients or art clients or whatever, I'll throw on a cute pair of earrings, my magenta lipstick, and then I'll dress, I'll dress for myself basically to, you know, get in
Yeah.
this.
Because you shower at the gym.
I shower at my house actually, because I
Oh,
only live 5 minutes.
after?
Yes, I shower. I
Okay,
shower.
so you have a shower. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll shower somewhere between like the gym and eating breakfast. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what have been the benefits of like having a routine versus not? Like, what is the main takeaway you've gotten? Like, what's really changed for you?
Yeah, I would say the my morning routine and I didn't even tell you about the night routine yet, but the morning routine definitely makes me feel more grounded, more confident. It gives me more clarity, and it also just, helps me kind of realize like what is in alignment with me and what is
Mm,
not. And so I'm
wow,
like not putting up with stuff. If it's not aligned with what I want my life to look like, I'm not going to do it or put up with it, you know?
that's amazing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that would give you that ability. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the like the clarity, the mental clarity, the peace of mind from
Hmm.
doing this has really helped just like everything just trickles into my life, you know?
Yeah. So you feel like stronger, more confident, like you know who you are because you know what you're doing. And you do this 7 days a week?
Yeah,
You
seven
just
days.
get up a little later on the weekends?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a little bit more relaxed on the weekends, but yeah, I'll definitely like still get in everything.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
I'm very into this. I'm very impressed too.
Yeah.
I didn't expect 5 a.m. It's like, wow, that's
Well,
a
I was getting up later, but then I'm like sometimes I have like I mean this is I have to do this routine because and I have to get up at 5 because I juggle a lot of different hustles, like outside of comedy. It's like I have design clients, I have art clients, I do Reiki clients. And by doing all these like the morning practices and stuff like that, it helps me juggle all of these and
mm,
it helps me stay like mentally healthy and it helps me keep focus when I am doing each of these individual hustles.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You need to have your own like plat or your own foundation to,
Yeah.
you know, kind
Yeah.
of know what you're doing. So, what would you say to a woman that's scared of routines, like stifling her flow or her ability to relax?
Yeah, to the woman who is afraid that routines will, you know, make her not relaxed or be fluid. I would
Hmm.
say, me personally, I think it's helped me be more relaxed and fluid. Like that's one thing I've also learned. I'm also like giving myself time to relax. I know it sounds like I
Yeah,
have
like
all
within.
these things, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm actually giving myself time throughout the day, throughout the week to actually like unwind and relax and I think that's actually has been really important. Like yeah, I allow myself to relax and um I would say to this w woman, don't be intimidated. I think if you're afraid of something, then you should do it, right?
Mm,
Um, and I think I would say to them, start small. Start with one habit. Maybe it's meditating in the morning. Try it for a month. Do it for a month. And
mhm.
even keep track of the days that you're doing it. Make a little X on your calendar. And notice how you're feeling on the days that you're doing it versus maybe you skipped a couple days. You know, to see how you feel on those days and they'll probably notice a difference, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
I would say start with one habit, do it for a month, and then maybe the following month add another habit.
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of people, especially in January, everyone's like, oh, okay, my New Year's goals, and I want to do this, this, and this, and they'll all try to do everything all at once in January, and then by February they've given up on everything. And
Mhm.
I mean, I know I'm the type of person that I can definitely add multiple types of habits and do them pretty consistently and be dedicated. But not everyone's built like me. So it's like
Mhm.
other people, might need to take it like one thing at a time. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can even do something like habit stacking. Like, for example, an example of habit stacking would be, okay, doing my morning meditation. Let's say the person's doing their morning meditation, and maybe 15 days in, they're like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. And then they want to add writing in a journal after they meditate, and then they start
Mhm.
doing that, and then you can start stacking on the habits.
So, like you do them together. Like it's like I do this and then that, and it's like they're all together.
Yeah. And,
That's cool.
yeah, and this routine, I mean, I've been doing it like in and out throughout the years. Like I remember 2019, I was doing it regularly. Same thing. Wake up, meditate, gym, writing the journal, all that. Um,
Mhm.
and I remember just really being on my game. And then, life happens and sometimes you you're tired and you don't want to get up and then I'll get out of it, you know. But I've been doing this pretty consistently, like gym definitely consistently since May. And then the meditating, journaling, reading the book before gym consistently since September.
Mm.
So
So, yeah, so you've been stacking
I've
even.
been stacking, and I
Yeah.
also learned to, you know, if you mess up a day and don't do it, it's okay. You can jump back on and do it the next day. I
Hmm.
do know if you skip like a couple days in a row, then it's not as easy to get back into it, but try not to miss more than one day.
Yeah. I think the other thing I'm picking up on is that, like, you are the one who creates the routine. So it's not like it's ever going to stifle you if you make it something that is good things for you, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why you meditate because it does something for you, or there's a reason why you journal. So like I feel like it's all stuff that's supporting you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it helps me mentally. I mean, and even just going to the gym, you know, I'm not even doing it just for like fitness, you know, I'm doing it for mental fitness, really.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm doing it for brain health.
And it helps with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, exercising and yeah, I mean, I would say of my routine, the main takeaways, the two big factors are like meditating and also exercising. And I feel like, you know, if everyone can first, I mean, I feel like if anyone's going through something, doesn't matter what it is, I feel like if they could just get some form of movement, it doesn't have to be lifting weights at the gym. I know a lot of people don't like that. It could be going for a walk or taking a dance class, like do whatever type of movement is fun for you. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like that, like having some form of exercise and also meditating
Hmm.
are things that will help solve a lot of people's issues. You know, like it's like
Yeah.
if you're feeling good about yourself and your body, like you just feel like on top of the world.
Yeah. You start to feel like you have power and stability, and you're like doing it all the time. So like you're always getting better.
Yeah, and that stuff will go into like your job and you might be start doing better at your job or you might start attracting a better relationship, you know.
Hmm.
So I feel like those are the two, the like exercise and then meditation
Hmm.
are the big things.
Yeah. I think my routine, like one thing I always try to do, like when you mentioned brushing your teeth, I feel that way about my work, Energy Queen Alchemy. Like if I don't clear my energy, I'm like, I feel like I didn't brush my teeth. You know what I mean?
Ah,
So
yeah.
like I really relate on that. And like I think finding those things that make you feel kind of like cleaner and more centered and stronger on a daily basis, like that's a way for time going by, which is masculine energy, to support you. Time's going to go by anyway. So it's like now you know that when time goes by, I get better,
Yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My final question, how have you found that, like thinking about masculine and feminine, because that's how I always look at things, like this is a lot of masculine action, right? But like, has it supported your feminine? Or did like do you feel like it's like something that is, I mean, it sounds like it's supporting you.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like yeah, I feel like definitely, you know, my morning routine, like just, you know, I'm getting more fit going to the gym and it's making me feel more confident in my body and wearing certain things, you know, and that's getting helping me get in my feminine, even though the action of, you know, strength training is probably a masculine thing. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I definitely feel like more feminine because I'm feeling, you know, more confident in my body. And then
Which is really big for a lot of women.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then in terms of, I guess, meditating, yeah, I feel like it's just helping me kind of be more, almost more nurturing and like, you
Cool.
know,
Yeah.
just kind of like I'm really nurturing my body because it's like I'm cooking more and just making sure that I'm eating a lot of nutrient dense foods and taking care of my body and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
and also, by the way, I should tell you about the evening routine because, uh,
Okay.
yeah, so throughout the day, I'll do work stuff, whatever clients I have. And then once I'm done with that, um, I'll end my day with walking. I like to get in 10,000 steps. Um,
Hmm.
and so generally I'll walk outside, especially if it's nice. If it's not super nice out, I'll go back to the gym and walk on the treadmill, just like at an incline, really something just
Wow.
easy. I don't run like that. I feel like that's overrated. Um,
Yeah.
and then I'll allow myself to relax. I'll take a hot bath and put on like body oil.
Every night?
Yeah, every night I'll put on this body
Yeah.
oil, makes me feel sexy and my skin looks really nice. And I just feel it just makes me
Awesome.
feel really good, really feminine. That's like something that
Yeah,
I feel really feminine. And
that's awesome.
yeah, and then I will, eventually when it's time to go to bed, I'll sit in my bed and I will reflect on some things and I will write down, what was the best thing that happened that day. I will write down like something that I can improve on and maybe something that I learned, and then yeah, if I might read, but I might just continue journaling, just get whatever thoughts are in my head out so then
Mhm.
I can like have a better night's sleep. Because if sometimes my mind is like rambling, and then it's
Mhm.
helpful to like do some evening pages and just like write
Mhm.
what's in your head, get it out. So
Yeah,
that
in the same journal.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
that's that. Yeah, I love that. That sounds like it's like really actually quite relaxing. Um, yeah, well, I learned some things. I feel like I got some tips on
Yeah.
things I never thought of doing, like especially the reflecting questions and um even like just journaling and reflecting. I think it's like good. I'm sure that's like helpful to like kind of know where you're at in life and what you want. Um,
Just
and
freestyle journaling, and you get
freestyle.
what's out of your head, and then you really are like, oh, this is what I'm thinking. I
Yeah,
feel like it's so helpful. There's something called morning pages, that I've done also in the past, and sometimes I'll do them if I have time. And I'll just same thing. I'll write whatever is in my head at the time, just get it out, so then I can just focus on work stuff.
love that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so cool. Well, it was really good to hear this, Prinsy. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you for sharing your morning and your evening routine. And I hope everybody got inspired hearing about, another busy woman who's doing a lot and accomplishing a lot and has a lot of big dreams and goals. Those 5 things you're doing this year, making it happen. And that the power of having a daily routine can really make a big difference, and it doesn't have to be something that will make you tired or hate your life or stifle your energy. It can be like it's like pretty enjoyable actually. I don't know
Yeah.
about the workout maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Well, thanks so much, Princey. This is really enlightening.
You're welcome.
And
I enjoyed it.
anything else you want to add?
I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about
Cool.
it.
Well, tell us before you go. Tell us where we can find you. What are you up to? Are you doing
Yeah.
comedy shows? Are you
Yes.
what? What can the people? Where can they find you? And what, what can they find
Yeah,
from you?
if you want to come to one of my comedy shows, my handle on Instagram is PRINZI NYC, PRINZI NYC. And then
Cool.
if you're interested in looking at my art or hiring me for a commission, my handle is Muddym. So MUDDYUM. So yeah.
Awesome.
And you can DM me at either of those if you want to do a Reiki session. So
Cool. And by the way, I've had her Reiki sessions and they're really, really awesome. I still remember everything you said. It's really cool.
I hope that
So
helps.
yeah. Well, thanks, Prinsy. Thanks so much for being on the pod. And thank you everyone for watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll be back next week with a new episode. Thanks, Prinsy.
Thanks. Bye.
You're an energy queen.